All right, so I'm going to go over Council as far as the tanking POV goes and try and go through a little bit. It's going to be a quick video today, but Council's not a hard fight. It's just mechanically different than the others. It requires more work from your team as a whole, but it should be pretty quick and easy. All right, so for Council, we're doing our countdown here. What I'm looking for is ideal time to do my pre-pot and thorns, which I try and do it for about 3 seconds before, so I have enough time to do bear form, do a taunt and a fairy fire on the first target, just because we are cleaving these down. And I want to try and stack on the other tank, even though I shouldn't, um, just because I'm taking the extra damage from the frontal. You kind of want to try and be like at a 45 from Ignatius at this point. I'm getting a fairy fire up on the other guy as well, just to help with the physical damage, get that armor debuff on it. About 3 seconds, I'm pulling it just outside of melee range. It's only 8 yards on the glaciate, so I just want to make sure that I'm away from it. Um, Ideally, you have your shamans doing the kicks on them, or you have somebody that does have a range kick on it. But I do the first kick just to make it easier to get back on him and get more damage out. You want to try and rotate your cooldowns, try to avoid being waterlogged because it has some detrimental cleave, just so because you're taking it out of the group. But you want to make sure you're watching timers is the best part. Your timers are really what going to hurt you are really what's going to hurt you the most on this fight. Um, Try and save most of your cooldowns for when you are taking a lot of extra damage, but if you trust your healers, you should just use them when you can. Next, I'm on Terrestra, which we are stacking both of them pretty much the entire fight. The key for this one is to move with your other tank. You need to be moving together so you can get as much cleave damage on them as possible. Even though they both like do the knock up, they both um, get teleported around. You still want to look out for your ideal placements for your tornadoes. You want to get tornado as soon as possible, but your main priority is avoiding that frost orb for your melee so that they don't get hit by it. Um, and try and call out as much as you can where everything is cast, as far as like the flame patches go too. So because then the frost orbs that are being targeted by other people have an easier time to just kite them straight into there, so you can tell them exactly where it is so they can get back on the boss. It's not a hard mechanic, but it can be very much a pain if people aren't paying attention to the orb and if they're getting targeted. So you pretty much need to be dragging it away from the orb as much as possible. We set up the four corners or the 4 points for it, um, to make it a lot easier. After you get them down to about 30%, there's not really anything that you need to do at that point other than just avoid the mechanics and just nuke them down so that way you can get onto the final phase. The final phase is just straight DPS. If you have a blood DK tank, which we do in this situation, so I just DPS the rest of the fight. All right, so that's it for Council. If you liked the video, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment if you have any questions that I can try and fill out for more information.